21st chapter of Numbers and the 8th verse. Feels good to get there. Feels a good streak of the building on today. And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. Moses made a serpent of brass, put it upon a pole. Came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. St. John the 12th chapter, the 32nd verse. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Amen. To neighbor and say, neighbor, neighbor. Just look up. Yes, sir. I'm not ever more comfortable. I want you to do me a favor before I get into the message, and I really won't be long today. It doesn't take long to tell you that's some good stuff. Anybody that God has touched physically and you've been healed one way or the other, and anything that God done for us all this week, I want you to stand up and turn around. All right, that's called morning exercise. While you're laughing, listen. Somebody today can't stand up. Somebody today can't stand up or turn around. I have a great nephew that's still trying to live. One day he's up, next day he's down, he's still in intensive care, but he's only 4.5 months and he can't stand up. Sometimes we need to take time to thank God for what he's done for us as individuals. And when we come to the house of God, when we come to the church of Fields, but I feel good today. When we come to this place, it's only to come to give God the praise. Look what he's done for you all. That's why I don't expect nobody much to really stay home next Sunday at 10, because at 12 you get some. Thank you. We do not want to insult Jesus. After all, it's not your birthday. Our old Mike gets after we're done here. We just want to come and say, God, we thank you for what you've done. Now, I want to tell you the story that I just read. And I want you to listen very kindly, because sometimes we have to understand how much God loves us. Even when we don't do right. I want to show you how much he loves us as people. Some things God does for us, we don't deserve. Sometimes we don't deserve to live the way we live. I'm just making a statement to all of us. When I wasn't saved, I'm just amazed, and it scares me to this day that God would even allow me to live long as I did before I got saved. It just shows you how good God is to us when we don't even think about him. Here's the story that the children of Israel, as we know, were God's chosen people, and all down through the history of the Old Testament, and he remained God's chosen people. Sometimes they were bad chosen people. Sometimes they done good, sometimes they done wrong. They was up and down all their lives. But in this particular story, Israel had got so bad. Now y'all don't laugh because I'm a parent. Well, y'all parents listen. Because there are some days where you felt like grabbing your child. Am I in the right church? Well, Justin, you like to wait because you ain't got nothing right now. You like to and you want to grab them and punish them because of something you told them all week long not to do. But because we're parents who love our children, sometimes they don't think so. But when they're done with them, we love them. Here was a group of people that were told by God what not to do. He had brought them across the Red Sea and put them in the wilderness and fed them with water, gave them the water to drink and fed them with quail and all that stuff. And they were just people who grumbled and murmured. I'll share with you all this morning. Before you grumble the next time about anything in life, think about people that don't have nothing.
Amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And I heard about that flood in the Philippines. Well, that's where one of our bishops is. I know a very good friend of mine. I'm hoping that it's not his people, although I'm sad that it's everybody else. Over 600 of them drowned and dead. The next time you complain, think about how good God been to you.
Amen.
And then think of what you're complaining about.
Yes, Lord.
I don't have no shoes. What a man, he got no feet. Let me continue. These people knew that God was a strict God. A God that said what he meant and meant what he said. But sometimes in life we do like I done when I was 15. We just feel that we've arrived. I can talk about me. And that simply meant that nobody could tell me different because I had arrived at 15 years old. Didn't know nothing, but I didn't know. God had told these people, here's what I want you to do, and here's what I don't want you to do. But sometimes we have a hard time obeying those that are over us, in the home, in the church, on the job, because we're people. So God decided, and listen to what I'm going to say. God decided to let them know how much he loved them by a judgment call. I didn't do so much, but some of y'all have told me that when you grew up and when your parents whipped you, some of y'all have said that you didn't understand your parents because they would say that it hurt them more than you. I never understood that either. We're the one getting whipped. But now that we're older, we understand what they meant because it was out of love. It hurt them out of love, but they didn't stop whipping you. It still hurt. One day God decided to show his love and kindness by the way of judgment. I want to talk to us now. He decided to tell Moses, and when you study the story at home, you'll find out that the desert they were in was full of snakes. I don't like snakes. I'm not like Tom. I don't want to be like Tom. Tommy's okay. He just likes snakes. I don't even like a garden snake. This desert was full of snakes of all kinds, and they were poisonous. And they would come out when you didn't know they would come. And you'd be laying down in the desert, sleep, and they would just come. Once they bit you, you were dead. I mean dead for real. God said, look how God is. God decided that since these people will not obey me, I will put them to a challenge because people were dying by the day. Because they grumbled and complained about what God didn't do for them from the Red Sea to where they were, and they wouldn't stop complaining. So God decided, all right, if they won't listen, then I'll have to teach them a judgment call. Any of us, don't put your hand up, no, but any of us have ever been in a position where we know we're doing wrong, but we don't admit it. We know the mom and daddy told us right. We know the workplace told me, the church told me. We know all that, but because we're weak. Well, listen. There's positioning was, we're just going to complain because we don't have what we think God should have gave us. But we don't think like that. You ride by home, Riverside Drive, wish it was yours. Well, you need to know that sometimes it's just a house. And we found out that sometimes in those homes like that, people live upstairs, the husband lives downstairs, and nobody occupies the other room, but the house on the outside looks nice. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. By its cover, don't ever judge people because they don't look the way you think they are. God decided, I'll put them to a challenge. He told Moses, Moses, make a snake image. Now listen to how these folk were now. Y'all don't end up like this in this day and time. Make them an image of a snake, since it's the same snake that's biting them. We need to make them realize we can take the same thing that bit you and recover. That don't make sense, y'all. I'm just preaching the gospel. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I'll finish it. Why are you going to have to look at a snake, the same thing that bit us, and look at him to save us? Well, God was the one, he just went his own way. Moses was told by God, tell the people that if they want to live and not die of the snake bite, all they got to do is look up to this image I've made. Yes, sir. How many times does God, even including me, touch our hearts? And we know what to do, but we become us. Tell the people, Moses, every time a snake bites them from this day, all they have to do is look up to the image that Moses made, and they will not die. Now, I need you to put yourself in their position. You can't really, but you can kind of in your mind. What would you have did? I know all y'all gonna say no. I know we're all going to, man, I done looked up. I'm not so sure. After all these years, folks still ain't looking up. So I'm not so sure we want to just put ourselves in a situation like that. The same thing that killed them, the same image made them alive. Then you go to the New Testament. And when Jesus was getting ready to die, and they didn't understand the scripture at that time, when he got ready to die, he tried to tell the people that you need to look up to me. Amen. Because in me is your only source of life. Just like the story I just told in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, Jesus becomes our only source of life to live and to enjoy life abundantly. If we want to be happy, it's got nothing to do with the Christmas season, although he was born in this season. Life is happy if you find Christ. Amen. If we just take time in our life to look up to Jesus, who becomes a source and strength of our life. These people, all they had to do, look at the position and figure where you would do. All they had to do was look up. You're laying down on the ground and the snake bites you. Wouldn't common sense have told you all to look up? Am I saying it right? How hard is it to look up? But you have to understand these people. If our life is constantly lived and we complain about everything every day, it's hard to get your attention. One young man a long time ago, not even lived here, was stabbed. And they went to pray for him. And he was so intent on revenge till he didn't accept nothing they said in prayer. He just wanted, we found out after, he just wanted to get out of the hospital and go after the guy that stabbed him, even though they prayed for him. That God will forgive him and he'll forgive. And the reason that happens is if we let our life get so clogged up with stuff in this life, in this world, if we let the problems of life struggle us down so much until we will fail to look up to Jesus, who is the source of our life. I didn't know, I can tell it myself, I did not know that in my sin, I could have died unto him. Now I'm sorry. I didn't know that. You know I didn't know it because I didn't pay no attention. It wasn't a grandma didn't tell us. It wasn't that your parents didn't tell you. It wasn't that the church somewhere didn't tell you. The fact was I was so caught up in what I was doing, it didn't matter the consequences at all. And that's why some of those people did not even lift up their head to the snake that was built in the image of it, because they were just so caught up in them. But there was a few, praise God for the few. There was a few that decided, if all I've got to do is look up to this image that is built, I will look up and live. Well, Jesus is saying to us today, in St. John, they didn't understand what he meant. To them, he was just saying a statement, oh yeah, Jesus, we hear you. They didn't understand that in 3 days, he would go through all of that for our life, and then the third day, he would rise up from the grave. And it's just like looking up to Christ. And when he rose, it's telling us that every struggle in life I've already took care of. Yes. Sometimes we hang on to struggles that aren't really your struggles. Turn it over to Jesus. Amen. Amen. We hang on to problems that are real to you, but turn the thing over to Jesus, because if I be lifted up, that's why when I come to this church, I want to come and lift up his name, because in his name is power. Amen. In his name is strength. In his name is joy. If I talk about you, nothing happens. Well, if I talk about Jesus, if I just have a little talk with Jesus, if I take time to tell him all of my troubles, all of a sudden joy comes in. Peace comes in. A deep settled mind comes in. So the Bible said, if I be lifted up, lift him up in song, lift him up in testimony, lift him up in word, just lift his name up. And if we lift Jesus up, he will draw men unto him. Aren't you glad today that somebody lifted his name up? You might have been in your mother's home. You might have been in grandma's home. You might have been in a church house. Aren't you glad somebody decided to lift up his name? And every time we talk about Jesus and tell somebody what he's done, you're lifting up his name. You're praising his name. And when you lift him up, somebody will be lifted up. When you talk about Jesus, somebody will be helped. Oh, bless his name. Oh, bless his name. Always when I was sinking, deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, but somebody lifted up his name. Somebody let him know that you don't have to sink no longer. Jesus will save you. Jesus will keep you. Jesus will take care of everything you need in your life. So let's just lift him up. Lift him up. Lift him up. So the world can see that the Savior has all power in his hand. The Savior not only can save you, he can keep you. Hey, glory. Somebody say glory. Say glory. Oh, I'm glad. I wasn't back in Moses' day. I don't know about you, but I'm glad I wasn't. I might have been one of the ones that have mercy. Didn't want to look up. But I'm glad I'm here today. And I'm glad I heard the voice of Jesus saying, come unto me. Ye that are weary, heavy laden, the Lord got heavy. Come unto me, and I will give you rest. It doesn't matter what you've done. No matter where you've been. No matter what you said. If you just come to Jesus, he will in no wise turn you away. If you're struggling with sin and it's getting you down even this morning, you need to come to Jesus just as you are. Tell him, God, I need you. I can't live without you. Oh, Jesus. Somebody shout glory. Hey, do I have a witness in the house that heard the voice of Jesus saying,